morning, good afternoon, good evening. The name, J.H. Full disclosure, if you don't want to watch the full video, then there's no need for you to click. If you get easily offended by my words, click on someone else. If you take everything that I say to heart, that means it probably applies to you, which probably means you shouldn't be watching this video. With that being said, let's chop it up, shall we? Good morning, good afternoon. The name is J.H. How do you keep your holiday position? You applied. You want to keep employment. You're scared. You're like, hey, I applied for a 360. All of a sudden, they telling me it's a holiday position. How do you ensure that you continue to work for the post office? If that's what you want to do. Well, here is a couple things that you can do to ensure that you will continue to work for the post office. Yes, the hands are moving for the one person that said, why are you moving your hands? Work hard. Work hard. Why? Because you get noticed when you stick out from the rest. You work hard, you grind through the holiday season. They hired you specifically because the holiday season is the hardest time of the year. They don't want a bunch of slackers coming in there just looking around, walking up and down the dock, tossing mail, doing things slowly. They want grinders. So if you want to ensure that you will have employment, stick out from the rest, grind, work hard. This is kind of common sense, ain't it? Sometimes common sense ain't too common. This is the trick. While you're working as a holiday help, in whichever one of your crafts you are in, continue to look at e-careers. Once you go on the careers page, and let's say you're a month in to your holiday thing, continue to look for positions that may be 360. Apply. Continue to apply for something else. Because once that holiday position is up, you can go and transfer over. Well, it's never a transfer. But you can start over at a different craft. But you're already in there. You're ready to holiday help. So your transitional will be a little easier. Not a lot, but it'll be a little easier because you're already in the system. You already have your badge. Okay? So it's a little easier. So while you're holiday help, apply for other positions. Now, Jay, I like what I'm doing. I like the MHA. I like the processing clerk. Well, here goes. If you go and you apply for another position, let's say it's a CCA and you're over as a mail handler, and then you get over a CCA and you're like, man, this sucks. Stick with it. You know why? Because I'm sure people will vouch for it, and I said it before. A lot of the people that applied and were holiday help last year are now career today. You see me? Within 1 year. They let them go. People left for a couple months, a couple weeks, whatever it was. They started calling the people back. The people that actually answered their phone, they got called back within a few months. Their career. Not saying that it's going to happen to you, but I'm letting you know what did happen. If you left as a mail handler assistant because your term was up and you decided, you got hired as a CCA or something else, keep your phone on. Keep your phone on. Also, stick with the CCA position until you find something back at the plant. Because usually at the beginning of the year, people tend to retire. When people retire, positions open up. You want to be noticed. That's where that whole seniority list tends to come into play. They'll start calling the people back that they hired in that list. Even though you were just an assistant. Goes by when you were hired. First one that was hired will be the first one that they call back after they let you go. If you don't answer, they call the next person. It's kind of how this whole overtime thing works for the regulars and But that's another story. So if you want to ensure that you have employment, always keep grinding. Always keep grinding. Don't just lax. Don't sit back and be like, oh, well, oh, now I'm out of employment. Now what? No. Continue. If you want to ensure that you stay with us, grind, grind, grind while you're working there. Grind, grind, grind. Get noticed. Number 2, keep applying. Keep applying. Is it going to hurt you? No. If you're in the middle of applying and then something comes up and then you got the 2 things that say accept and you got to leave this one and that one, remember there's a video for that. Now we're halfway through this video. I want you to know, before you comment in the comment section asking me a question, I have a video that answers all the questions that you have. Jay, I don't want to go through all your videos. Just answer my question. Hey, I don't have the time to answer 300 comments per day. I try my best, but I'm just one person. I offer the information in my channel so that you can just scroll through. And look, my videos are pretty well labeled, so you can kind of just scroll through and look and see if it applies to your question. There is not one question you're going to ask that somebody else hasn't. Just do your own research. Basically, that's what it is. Well, I don't want to do it. I think you should just answer me. Well, sorry. I don't even answer the phone for my kids sometimes. That being said, let's continue. Holiday help usually gets called back. Usually gets called back. They usually extend your terms. Is it a good idea to accept a holiday position? I can't answer that for you. Please don't ask me for that advice, please. Because then I come off rude. And then you got people saying, you're rude, Jay. Please be more sensitive. Please spoon feed it to us. No, don't ask for advice, because only you know your living situation. Can you tell me what type of eyesight that I have? You don't know me. What type of glasses should I buy? What type of frames? You can't give that advice because you don't know me. I can't give you the advice that you're looking for when it pertains directly to you. It's not being rude. I give general information. You can read comments. And if somebody's in your area that comments, then you could kind of work off of that. But don't say, hey, should I accept an RCA position? I'm gonna say, well, is it something that you like? Well, what do you think? I don't know. If I say yes and then you hate it, you're like, hey, screw you, Jay. If I say no and you missed your opportunity, you're like, screw you, Jay. I can't win. I can't please everybody. But what I can do is continue to give you the information. All right? And so long as information is there and information changes, I will update the information for you. But it's up to you to scroll through the videos. I had somebody email me with just a statement. And I'm, well, is there a question? And then they responded, picture. I'm like, what does that mean? They sent the picture and I'm like, okay, well, what does this mean? And then they wrote something after that. Well, I'm like, well, ask the question. Because I get at least 60 plus emails a day. I get easily 300 comments just through all my videos. And when you guys comment, be a little more specific, because what I see in my comment section is different than what you see. I don't see the video. I just have a list of comments. So it looks a little weird on my end to try to figure out what you're commenting on. So just, be a little more specific. But again, don't ask a general question if it's not something you didn't look already, because a lot of you are saying, well, what's my next step? What's my next step? And then I'm looking at the comments. Eventually I get to the video and I look at the comments and the person underneath you asked the same exact question. What makes you think yours is going to be different than theirs? I don't really have certain answers, and I won't lie to you. There's one thing I won't do. I won't lie to you. I may misspeak, and if I do, I'll correct that. But that's just general. We talking about this holiday position thing. If you want to continue employment, due diligent. Stay on top of the application process for other positions while you are holiday help. Accept something else temporarily if you need to, just to continue working. You never know. It may be you may be a mail handler now, and you're like, oh man, I gotta go do carrier. But if the carrier position may be the one that works for you, it may be. So generally, there are ways that you could continue employment once you finally accept your holiday position. All right, this is JH, and if you made it to the end of this video, to the end of the buy a stamp. Type buy a stamp in the bottom of the comment section. Buy a stamp. You see Jay? Buy stamps. I rarely mail anything, but this is how we get paid when people buy up stamps. So you guys go buy yourself some stamps, all right? Buy yourself a book of stamps at least once a month. That keeps us in business. All right, JH with another one. We out, y'all.